day by day. Then
they say that you have to have concentrate on your chanting, so mind has to be controlled. What about Adish Prabhu? Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji. We have to start the process. As we do the process, the mind gets controlled.
Okay. So then while chanting, they say ineffective chanting as the most offense. Then
Yes, but that gets reduced as we keep chanting. Attentiveness gets reduced, and
yeah,
as we maintain a certain speed, and at like that's what I try to do. Like I try to maintain a particular speed, and like I make sure that I can keep that. If I know that if I'm standing, so that means that I may get irritated. Then suddenly I get alerted. I try to get alerted. Like I maintain so that my concentration is on the mantra, and that's how like I try to make myself like attentive while chanting, or I'll try to walk and chant so that make sure that I'm attentive while chanting.
yes, Chitra Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, chanting in association, and it is said like after reciting Shishtastakam, if we chant, definitely the concentration improves. And now we are chanting after the Mangalarti in the morning. Definitely there is difference, Mataji, lot of difference. We are able to concentrate.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
So there are in the previous 35th verse text we saw now, hearing of the transcendental activities of Krishna, expert treatment for the mad mind, and eating the foodstuff offered to Krishna. And is the appropriate diet for the suffering patient. So over a period of time, when we continuously do this, then automatically we come to a state where we can absolutely.
Santosh Prabhu, you want to add something?
Yes, Mataji, a nice example coming to my mind. Now, definitely the process of devotional service comes first before the mind get controlled.
Yes.
Just like a baby walking. Baby first crawl and then walk on four legs, and then stand and then walk. So straight away we cannot start walking. So it's a process, and gradually we will rise.
Yeah. So I was looking for that term. So what chanting we are doing in the beginning? What is it called? Suma Mataji, you know?
Starting with Nama Parad.
Yeah, Nama Parad. So I was looking for
and
that.
Then
So,
Shuddha Mataji.
yes. So we are in Nama Parad stage, right? And slowly come to Nama Bhas. Then the Shuddhanam process comes. Directly chanting your name. When Srila Prabhupada says it took him 3 years to listen to all the mantras of 16 rounds. When he's an acharya, he's an associate of the Lord Shakti Aveshavata, but he himself is saying, if Prabhupada is saying, then how long will it take for us to hear every mantra of the 16 rounds? So that's what. So as Prabhu said, that's a nice example. Their walking capacity is already in the child. We have to just give little practice, and then slowly the child will start walking. But initially, yes, it will fall, and again he or she has to get up. And then, so initially it is the Nama. So first mind control, and then I do japa. No, that is not going to work in Kali Yuga. Impossible. So we'll come to the 37th sloka to 47. We'll just finish 10 slokas today. So link to the previous section. So after understanding the formidability of the obstacles in the process of yoga, and after hearing the process to remove them, Arjuna became inquisitive to know what happens to someone who fails to continue his endeavor in the yoga practice. What will happen? You can raise a digital hand. What will happen to those who fail to continue in the yoga practice? Yes, Suma Mataji.
Fall down, Mataji.
Now, who fails, who fall down, what will happen to them? That's it. What will happen to them in next life?
They'll again have to take rebirth and start from the beginning, Mataji.
Beginning, Madhuri Mataji?
They will take birth in aristocracy families and or transcendental families, so that from there they can, gradually do devotional service.
Yeah, so that's what it is said in the later on sloka, Shuchinam Srimadam Gehe, definitely. It's not lost, Suma Mataji. It's not like our material degrees where again we have to start from LKG. No, you do 10% of whatever it is, all the yoga practices guiding to Bhakti yoga. So whatever yoga practice, karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, what or Bhakti yoga you're doing, it's never lost. It's like Swalpam Abhyasa Dharmasya Trayade Mahatopaya. It's always there. But then Bhakti yoga, if you do, it is because the highest or direct process to reach the Lord, and that is always advantageous when you're born in a rich aristocratic family or a Vaishnava family. So Arjuna's inquiry about fate of fallen yogis, here Arjuna is inquisitive to know the result of deviation from the path of self-realization. One may begin the process with faith, but later on, this is due to worldly mindedness. Like we might just, because of Maya, might go off. Like how many of you, people have done level 1 with you? Like many of you have come, 90% have come through online classes. So many joined with you, but not everyone went to level 2, level 3, level 4, and you are in level 5. Now, how many of you are staying? Right? So then, so most of the worldly mindedness, they go. And then analogy is, does such a man perish like a riven cloud with no position in any sphere? No. It has to be there. So Arjuna expresses that only Krishna can dispel this cloud completely. Okay, who can say that analogy of the riven cloud? Yes. Prabhupada gives in the purport, 38 purport, in the almost in the middle. Yes, Ganeshan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. A cloud in the sky sometimes deviates from a small cloud and joins a big one. But if it cannot join a big one, often then it is blown away by the wind and becomes a nullity in the vast sky.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is the path of transcendental realization through knowing oneself to be spiritual, in essence, part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, who is, yes, Mataji. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, please.
Yeah, so what we have to do is, it is said that he has no position. He's like a riven cloud. Like sometimes you can see small clouds, they'll join to the big clouds, but sometimes it's not able to join. Okay, so he's asking, is it like that riven cloud? Riven cloud means it doesn't have a position. It cannot join the main bigger cloud. It just remains. And then when large wind comes, it just goes away, that cloud. Sometimes you keep looking the sky, you can see nice clouds. Then like it will break. And some small clouds, it will just go away with the wind. So he's asking, does it like a riven cloud where it doesn't have any position? Will that a man who doesn't continue the process of yoga falls down? It's like no position anywhere. He's just asking, it's like a riven cloud. It's like doesn't have any position or cannot land or cannot reach anywhere. So Arjuna expresses that only Krishna can dispel the doubt. So basic principle is knowledge that the living entity is not this material body. That is the basic principle of self-realization. We are a spirit soul. He is different from the body, and his happiness is eternal life, bliss and knowledge. This eternal life is transcendental, beyond body and mind. So these are the self-realization process. And the 3 paths to pursue self-realization is path of knowledge, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Eightfold Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga, devotional service. And Krishna ends this chapter by saying, Yoginam avi sarvesha madhyaderandaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yoma samyukta tamo mada. So out of all the yogis, Bhakti Yoga is the greatest, because it's direct relationship with Krishna, right? But there are similarities. So in each of the process, there is a sambandha, avideya, and prayojana. Okay, so sambandha means our relationship with God. Sambandha. Okay, Prabhupada gives a nice example, like a husband and wife. Before marriage, you're not related to your in-laws family, and then later on you become like sister-in-law, brother-in-law. That's a sambandha. You have a relationship, the sambandha. Then the activity which can re-establish the last relationship is called avideya, the process of re-establishing the relationship. And prayojana is the highest goal, which is called love of Godhead. So sambandha is, what is my relationship with Krishna? Oh, he's my supreme Lord, or I am part and parcel of the Lord. Then what is the avideya, the process, devotional service, the process. And prayojana is the love of Godhead, Krishna prema. So all of them have these 3, but then the highest is Bhakti Yoga. Prema Pumartho Mahan. Following any of the 3 paths above, one is sure to reach the Supreme, sooner or later. However, out of the 3, Bhakti Yoga is the best path. Why? Most direct method of God realization, and all other parts ultimately culminate to Bhakti Yoga. Right? We know that. is the direct and easiest path. Susukam kartum avyayam. So Arjuna is asking this question: what will happen to someone who deviates from the path of self-realization? Right? So Krishna provides guarantee. What is the guarantee? On the transcendental path. Neha vikramanaso bhaktivayana vatyade salpam abhyasa dharmasya traya demahado vaya. Don't worry, there is no loss in this endeavor. Whichever yogic process you are in, it's not lost, right? Never you have to come from engaging. It's already there. And Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga very difficult for this age. But one must not be sufficiently serious about following the process. May not be. Prabhupada writes, to pursue the transcendental path is more or less to declare war on the illusionary energy. Consequently, whenever a person tries to escape the clutches of illusionary energy, she tries to defeat the practitioner by various allurements. So Maya will keep playing with us, right? Maya Devi has the Trishul. What are the three things with which she pokes us? Does anyone know? She's continuously poking us, and the devotee keeps running. Yes, Adish Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Atmik Kleshas.
Yeah, very good. What is Adi Atmik?
Adi Atmik is.
Okay, let's ask the class. You can put in the chat. Type in the chat. Adi Atmik. It's very clear from the word Atmik. Adi Atmik. Put in the chat. To me, to the host. What is Adi Atmik Klesha or miseries? We have threefold miseries. What is Adi Atmik? Good. Yes. Not related to Atma. It is Adi Atmik, but then it's not related to Atma. It's related to, yes, Sunita Mataji, mind and body. Okay. So any klesha that is related to mind and body is Adi Atmik. Adi Baudik, Baudik. Adi Baudik. Adi Baudik. So where is this klesha coming from? Yeah, other living entities. Very good, Sharmina Mataji. Yeah, other living entities. Then Adi Devik. It's easy to remember. Adi Devik. Deva. Yes, Suma Mataji, yes. Calamities like storms and flood and earthquake and all that. Yes. So these are threefold miseries she's trying to push us from, right? And significance of yoga chalita manasa, deviation from the transcendental path is a conditioned soul is always eluded by the modes of material energy, and there is every chance of being eluded again even while performing transcendental discipline. So definitely Maya will trick you, right? Yeah, so Maya will keep tricking you, and then because the soul is always, we are conditioned by the three modes, so definitely there is a chance. But as Mataji explained, when we are in association of devotees, definitely Maya can't actually attack us because the devotees are protecting us, right? So so in 38 again Arjuna is asking the doubt. Tashinno bhaya viprastas chinna bharam ivan tashti apradishto mahabhaho vimudho brahmanapati. So, O mighty Krishna, does not such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendence fall away from both spiritual and material success, perish like a riven cloud with no position in any sphere? So this is where riven cloud is mentioned. Okay, so there are two progress in the life, material and spiritual. But as we have already discussed, for a devotee, there is no material life. Like whatever he does is in Krishna consciousness, right? So no interest in transcendence, but more interested in material advancement, economic development, promotion to higher planets. Like they want Swarga. So that is materialistic path. And what is transcendental path? One has to cease all other activities and sacrifice all forms of so-called material happiness. But that's not stoppage. We are actually doing devotional service. So Arjuna compares the failed transcendence to a driven cloud. So please mark this. This can come as a Bhakti Shastri question. Analogy. All the analogies in every chapter, please keep looking, because I'm just giving a clue. In closed book, you can expect at least 2 or 3 analogies. I like analogies because it's nice. Now, when you want to remember something, when you just remember the analogy, it's very easy to explain the process. Prabhupada has given so many analogies, like in the day-to-day life. Now, whenever you hear Prabhupada's lectures and books, very nicely Prabhupada gives. So when you think of the analogy, you can relate to the situation. So many analogies can come as a Bhakti Shastri closed book question. So why Arjuna compares a failed transcendence to a riven cloud? Because he apparently loses the connections, both material and spiritual success. Just as a cloud deviates from the small cloud and does not even join the big one, and it's blown away by the wind. It is separated from the big, it can't join the big one, but then it's blown away, it just goes. So the failed transcendentalist Arjuna compares to a riven cloud, but that's not the truth. Brahman Pati means the path of transcendental realization, understanding oneself to be spiritual as part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, who's manifested as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So ultimate goal of successful transcendentalist is to surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What will happen to the unsuccessful transcendentalist? Now Krishna will explain later on. The 39th sloka, he says, Etan me samshayam Krishna, chetum arhasi asheshata, vad anya samshayasya, cheta nahi upapadyate. So when you see some analogies in the side of the Bhagavad Gita, you can just mark example or some star so that you can remember. Now Arjuna is telling, this is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. Only Krishna can clear this. Why only Krishna? Because he knows the past, present, and future. He knows everything. And also, no one is equal or above Krishna. Which is that sloka? Does anyone know? The sloka which says, nobody is equal or above Krishna. And certainly the so-called great sages and philosophers who have the mercy of the material nature cannot equal to him. Yes, Sunita Mataji?
Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasya dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana.
Very nice. Yes. Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasya dhananjaya. There's nobody equal to Krishna or above Krishna. Then mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana. Everything rests on Krishna as the pearls are strung in the necklace. Slokas should be at your tips. Here are Bhakti Shastri students, scholars now. So should be knowing. Okay, so Matta Paradaram Nani, there's no one above Krishna or equal to Krishna. So definitely he can only solve our question. His conclusion is verdict of Krishna is final and complete answer to all the doubts. Because he knows everything. No one knows him. That's the sad reality. No, on what basis does Arjuna accept Krishna to know everything? Because Krishna also explained the eternal individuality of every living entity in 2.12. This shows that Krishna must be knower of the past, present, and future. Does Arjuna expect him to reveal the future of unsuccessful transcendence? So Prabhupada can close by saying Krishna and Krishna conscious devotees alone can know what is what. So that's why we should hear from a bona fide disciplic succession. Like we don't know all these except unless Prabhupada gives us the purport. No? So it's very important to read the purport of Srila Prabhupada so that we understand. Prabhupada says if you can't understand the purport, read it again and again and again. Okay, so in the 40th sloka, Krishna gives the reply. Shri Bhagavan Vaja Partha Naiveha Namutra Vinasas Tasya Vidyate Nahi Kalyana Kritkashit Durgadim Tadagachiti. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, son of Pritha, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities does not meet with destruction, either in this world or in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil. So it's never destroyed. So we should always know that whatever we do, we should not feel sometimes in the initial days. I don't know how many of you felt it. You can raise a digital hand if you're honest. In the initial days of spiritual life, I used to feel I'm neither a devotee nor a karmi. I mean, I'm not able to chant Shuddha Nam and experience the love of Godhead. I'm sitting in the temple or I'm sitting and chanting. But I'm not able to enjoy like karmis who are my friends and they are going to the mall and beach and enjoying like anything to theaters. I'm either neither karmi nor a devotee. I'm stuck somewhere in the middle. Did you all feel that? Suma Mataji and Sunita Mataji, only you both felt. All of you felt. Neither I'm a nice devotee that I'm completely in Krishna consciousness. No, I'm not able to do that. I'm not able to enjoy like karmis also. Where am I stuck? No, did you all feel that? Yeah. So that's a very sad situation which we have. No, we always feel that, and I feel bad. What is this happening? But then, later I realized like we don't lose anything. I mean, they as Prabhu mentions, I forgot the sloka, for the setting and rising of the sun, every day is like the lifespan is cut for a karmi. But for a devotee, he eternally lives. Eternally lives. For a karmi, after death, nothing is there. They say it's shunya, nothing is there. So enjoy this life. But then for a devotee, we are actually saving for the next life. So we are not losing anything, right? We are not Shuddha devotees. We are not pure devotees. That's okay. We are trying, no? At least next Janma or after 100 Janmas, we might become pure devotee. That hope should be there. Does anyone know what is it called? In the 9 symptoms of Bhava, there is a word called that the hope of becoming a pure devotee in any life. That's called Asha Bandha. Okay, Asha Bandha means great hope in Krishna's mercy. That yes, one day, not this life, after 100 lives or million life, like Mukunda. Anyone knows the story of Mukunda in Chaitanya Charitamrita? No? Mukunda. Who went with the Mayavadis. Okay, there's a Mukunda devotee who actually went with Mayavadi. He always sits with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and listens to Krishna Katha, and he enjoys Krishna Katha. But at the same time, he goes to a Mayavadis and enjoy with them also. It's just opposite. Mayavadi Krishna Aparati. Here you sit and hear Bhagavatam and enjoy the Leelas of Krishna in Vrindavan. And there you go to Mayavadis and say Krishna doesn't have a form. I mean, doesn't suit. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know about Mukunda. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very angry at Mukunda. He's playing duplicity. What is this? It's not correct. No, you come and be a devotee. At the same time, you go to Mayavadis and say Krishna doesn't have a form. How can that happen? So Mahaprabhu didn't give darshan to Mukunda, and he stopped Mukunda from taking darshan. So the servants, associates asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why Mukunda won't get your darshan this life? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was like, no, tell him he won't get darshan this life. He has to wait for thousands of lives, then he'll get darshan. And everybody was so sad. Oh, Mukunda will get darshan after 1,000 years. But Mukunda was jumping. then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was like, why is he jumping? Call him. So when he came back, Mukunda said to the associates that at least after 1,000 of lifetime, I will get darshan. At least after 1,000 life. So I'm happy. So is that called Asha Bandha, that he had so much of happiness or hope that at least 1,000 after 1,000 lifetime, I will get darshan. So immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called him and said, you had so much faith in my words, I'll give you darshan now itself. So he gave darshan. Okay, so we also have a hope. Yes, once we'll become a devotee, but then it's not lost. Whatever we do is not lost. Whatever chanting we have done, whatever sacrifice we have done from our karmi life, and all our friends and relatives have isolated us, that's okay. But next life, even in this life, Krishna will definitely give a final destiny of Prayojana will be got. So Krishna is saying that no misfortune for a transcendentalist. A transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities meet no destruction, either in this world. I'm not talking about material body. Definitely the material body will perish. That's okay. But for pure devotees, the material body is also spiritual. That's why Gurujans are all put into samadhi. We don't destroy their body, right? Because their body is also transcendental. But for us, yes, the body might be great, but then what about our soul, right? It have no destruction. So all auspicious nature of transcendental path, this gives us hope. It says, Yakta swadharmam charanambujam hare vajan apakvo atapate tato yadi yadrakva vabhadram abudamushyakim govarta apto apachadam swadharmata tektva sadharmam charanambujar hare. This is what we should do. If someone gives up all material prospects and take complete shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is no loss or degradation in any way. Just imagine someone give up all his occupation, and like you have a lot of brahmacharis in the temple, they give up, the IIT field or whatever, and completely surrender to Krishna. There's no loss for them. But on the other hand, a non-devotee, a karmi, may fully engage in occupational duties and yet not gain anything, because whatever he earned in this life, it's over in this life. Again, he has to start from zero. But then for a devotee, it's never lost, right? So we should be happy that at least Krishna gives us hope here in this chapter. So it says the result of failure in discharging the transcendental activities, spiritual understanding says one has to suffer the reaction for not executing our prescribed duties. However, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, still there is no loss, because even though one may be subject to the reaction for not perfectly executing prescribed duty, he is still not a loser, because auspicious Krishna conscious activities is never forgotten, and one so engaged will continue to be so even if he is low born in the next life. Right? Many who are low born have become pure devotees. Can you put in the chat like who all were low born, but then they became nice devotees? Because it's not forgotten. It might be because of some karma we are born in low family, but then they'll become devotee. So on the other hand, one who simply follows strictly the prescribed duty need not necessarily attain auspicious results if he is lacking Krishna consciousness. So if somebody is not a devotee, what gain he has? Yeah, Sharmila Matri, Haridas Thakur. Yes, Haridas Thakur. Kolaveja Sridhar was born in a very poor family. Haridas Thakur in a low family. But still, his Krishna conscious activities were never forgotten. When Narad Muni has become Dasi Putra, and then how he came up. No, so it doesn't matter we are in a low born family. Yeah, Valmiki, Ratnagar in Marichi. So all of them were hunters in almost low family, right? So still they came up. So if somebody is very rich and all material things he does, I was reading in Bhagavatam and Prabhupada gives a nice sentence there saying that the sense gratification is not the mercy of Krishna. Can someone explain? Sense gratification is not the mercy of Krishna. What do you mean by that? Yes, Adish Prabhu. You can unmute. Not able to unmute. Ganesha Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. We have been given some freedom now. It is a misuse of freedom. So, which clearly signifies it is not the mercy of Krishna. Okay. Yes, Adish Prabhu, what do you want to add?
Hi Krishna Mataji. Yes, so Krishna has given us freedom, and like sense gratification means that using that that is like using the like a property, like everything is Krishna's property, and we are using it for like our whatever material benefits. So it's like not Krishna not sanctioned it, but we are doing it.
Yeah. So Sharmila Mataji gives a nice. She says it's a mercy of Maya. Definitely. So Maya Devi is very merciful, more merciful. So then Prabhupada explains, if you want to become rich, you can study, and then you can get a nice job and you work overtime, or you can do some cheating, gambling, something, and then you become rich. And that money you can use, as you all said, yes, you have the freedom to misuse that free will, and then we can enjoy. So how much ever you want, you can enjoy, right? Nobody is stopping you from the enjoyment of sense gratification. But to do devotional service, definitely you need mercy of Krishna and Vaishnavas. Otherwise, you won't get. And Prabhupada explains, Krishna gives you moksha, bhakti, and siddhi or anything. But then devotional service, Krishna is only with the Vaishnava's mercy. All of you would experience that. There will be somebody who have given you some mercy, like Namanishta Prabhu, or some of your level 1 teachers. Little mercy you got, and that's why you're able to advance or come to Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, it's difficult. Then Krishna, Guru Krishna, Kripal Bhai, Bhakti Lada Bij. But sense gratification, on the other hand, how much ever you want, you can enjoy. But only thing is, you should have money, with you. So you can misuse that. So, so there are regulated and non-regulated. Those who follow the prescribed duties according to scriptural injunctions. The activities are auspicious, and they can gradually elevate to Krishna consciousness. Okay, and non-regulated people is they have sense gratification without knowledge for the next life, and they are never auspicious, and they remain in the material existence. Okay, so these regulated people, what do they need so that they can become devotees next life? Okay, the mercy of Vaishnavas. I can unmute everyone, like a brainstorming. They follow the duties, okay, and they follow the scriptures. They're very pious. They do a lot of punya. They go to heavenly planets sometimes, but they are they'll come to Krishna consciousness. What do they need? Mercy of the Vaishnavas, fine.
Association.
Other than that, Association, fine.
Association.
Other than that,
Ajnata Sukruti.
I was waiting for that term. Can you explain, Mataji?
Unknowingly, we get the mercy, Mataji.
Yeah, unknowingly. So Ajnata Sukruti. That's what we should do. If we want someone to become Krishna conscious, not in this life, might be next life, just bring them to Krishna ISKCON temple, make them donate something or donate a Bhagavad Gita. If they don't want, still they can donate. No, ask them to just water the Tulsi plant. No, keep Tulsi plant will be kept in the garden. Just tell them to water. They are watering Tulsi plant, and then give some prasad. No, don't tell it's prasad. Just tell them to take. No, that's all. Ajnata Sukruti is what they are doing. So if they get a lot of Ajnata Sukruti, definitely they come to Krishna consciousness very easily. So following of the scriptural rules and regulations, they enjoy material prosperity. That is fruity workers, karmis. They may elevate to heavenly planets, but because they are not free from material existence, they are not fully following the truly auspicious path. Those who desire no fruit for sense gratification, that's Nishkama Karma Yogi, right? And there will be seekers of ultimate liberation from material existence, and there are devotees. So these are all different divisions, the path of auspiciousness. And the only auspicious activities are which can lead to liberation. Any activity not aimed at self-realization or liberation from the material body is inauspicious. So everything should be, if it is auspicious, it has to go with self-realization. Self-realization and God realization will go together. So Krishna consciousness is the only auspicious activity. Rest everything is inauspicious. So Prabhupada writes, anyone who voluntarily accepts all bodily discomfort for the sake of making progress on the path of Krishna consciousness can be called a perfect transcendentalist under severe austerity. Okay? So voluntarily accepting. What is this called? Voluntarily accepting bodily discomfort. What is it called? Anyone knows? Yes, Sunita Mataji.
Austerity, Mataji. Tapasya.
Yeah, tapasya. Another word is tapasya. Yes, tapo divyam. Voluntarily you accept bodily discomfort. Like voluntarily, you're not eating grains. Oh, by the way, before I forget, tomorrow is, you can fast till noon because it's Advaita Acharya appearance day. Advaita Acharya is none other than Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. His combined form who prayed, who cried for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to appear. So when we fast, in the sense you skip breakfast, you can have fruits if you want, or some juice or something. Take Ekadashi Prasad. Then at 12 o'clock or something, after 12 noon, you can break with some grains. Morning, you avoid grains. It's auspicious to fast such days. So, so what are you doing tomorrow? You have a lot of grains at home. Everything is available, but purposely you're not taking it. Voluntarily, you're accepting the tapasya. That's called, or early morning, Brahma Muhurta, very nice to sleep. It's winter, nicely sleep under the blanket. But then voluntarily you get up and you give up the sleep. That's called voluntarily accepting bodily discomfort for higher process, right? For higher thing. So that is called austerity or tapasya. Tapo divyam putragayena sattvam. And 41st sloka, Krishna gives the reply to what will happen to those who fall after short practice. Prapya punya kritam lokan usitva shashvidi sama shichinam srimadam gehe yoga prashto abhijayate. The unsuccessful yogi, after many years of enjoyment on the planets of pious living entities, that is heavenly planets, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. Here Prabhupada explains that's a Brahmanas or Vaishnava family. So what happens to those who fail to reach by the grace of Lord? They are allowed to make full utilization of the material propensity in heavenly planets. So Prabhupada explains, most of my disciples will go to heavenly planets. Prabhupada was saying, why? Because they were not completely following devotional path. Some of them, yes, as Namanishta Prabhu was saying in today's Bhagavad class, 10% of Prabhupada's initiated disciples stayed. Rest everyone, little bit falling happened and they'll go to heavenly planets. But then that's not lost. Then again, they are given prosperous life in righteous or aristocratic families. Like most of you have children and some of you, they are chanting. And so they are all Vaikuntha children. They are not normal children or they're not karmis. They were devotees from previous life. Otherwise, at that age, what were we doing? Whenever I see some children, I was like, what were we doing at that age? We were just playing around. We didn't even know anything. But then here parents are guiding them at the young age, giving them Krishna Prasad, giving them chance to hear Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, they're chanting the holy name. How is it possible, right? So they have come from they were unsuccessful yogis in previous life. Bhakti yogis, might be they were senior to us. So this is what coming on one of the Vaishnava Aparat. We respect all great Vaishnavas and they pranams and everything. But then when we see children, we just neglect them. That is also kind of Vaishnava Aparat, it seems, because these kids are also senior devotees than us, Vaishnavas from previous life. Whether we should not neglect them. That doesn't mean we do pranam for them and all, but we respect them and we don't abuse them. Srila Prabhupada concludes by saying those who are born in such aristocratic, righteous families may take advantage of the facilities and try to elevate themselves in Krishna consciousness. But sadly, what happened if you're born rich, again you're lost in Maya. Most of the time that happens, no, in rich families. They are lost in Maya. And some of the so-called Brahmana families, sometimes I have my classmates, I have seen they're taking non-veg. So at home, they don't know because they are following the aristocracy. But they come to college, mix with the peer group or in hostels, and they break all the rules and regulations. So what is this called? No, that's why Prabhupada is elevating all of us to the Brahmana platform, right? As Atul Krishna Prabhu mentioned, if you want to know who you're a Brahmana, then open your fridge and see what all you have stored. So such a yogi is given birth in family of transcendentalists who are surely great in wisdom. So examples of that is Acharyas and Goswamis. You know, Srila Prabhupada was born in a Vaishnava family, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati had Bhakti Vinod Thakur as his father. Maharaj taking birth in Vaishnava families. Definitely, you know, Prabhupada says that I am a nice devotee because of my father. Right? He have Radha Govinda deity was given by his father, and deity worship was taught by his father. Everything, Radhayatra, everything was supported by his father, Gaur Mohan Dey. So Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada also says that definitely we are all associates. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati is Manjari, his father is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So they are all the Acharyas and Goswamis. They are all nice examples. Nowadays, the Acharyas and Goswami family have degenerated due to insufficient education and training. If you go to Vrindavan, I saw so many of house were named as Goswami house. Some Goswami. It's like they all belong to the Goswami family, all the 6 Goswamis in Vrindavan. And then when I inquired, it's like they don't have any relation with the Goswamis. It's just that they have some family name, but they take everything. They don't follow the 4 relative principles and all that. So it's just become like a family name, and the tradition is lost because of influence. Right? So that's what will happen. So unsuccessful yogi. Then what will happen? Atava yoginam eva kule bhavati dhimatam edadhi durbharam loge janma yadi drisham. Or an unsuccessful yogi, after long practice of yoga, he takes his birth in a family of transcendentalists for surely great wisdom. Certainly such a birth is rare in this world. It's very rare to be born in such families. Prabhupada always entertains such children. He never leaves them. Whenever he sees kids, he's so compassionate on them, and he always gives them some kind of cookies or anything as prasad, so that they come more into Krishna consciousness. So after getting opportunity in appropriate families, the yogis begin their yoga practice from where they left off. This point is very important. From where they left off. If you practice Krishna consciousness 30% this life, you start from 31% next life. It's never lost. It's never lost. But all the material things, you have to start from 0 in the bank balance, 0 of our education, everything from ground level. But then the spiritual path is not like that. One revives the divine consciousness of their previous life. Any example you remember this? Did you see any children doing this? Reviving their consciousness? Yes? You can unmute. You revive the divine consciousness. What do you see in children when you talk of this word? Some devotee kids, famous in YouTube now. Yes? Yeah, they sing kirtans, they play mridangas, no? They chant slokas of Bhagavad Gita. Oh, Krishna. I took kids batch for like 6-7 months. I was amazed to see kids chanting slokas like right and left. Even 2.5 years old boy, forgot his name, he was there, and so many small kids. They don't know the meaning of the sloka, but the slokas were like on the tips. It's like, how did, okay, they can grasp, they have nice memory power. People, they're like arguing to me that till the age of 5, the brain is developing, they can learn so many languages, they're very sharp, but that's true. But then the fluency and the the way they chant the slokas, it was like amazing. So, and also playing mridanga and kartal at very young age. So it is reviving their divine consciousness in the previous life. Automatically they are attracted to the yogic principles, even without seeking them. They always stand above the ritualistic principles of scriptures, and they try to make further progress to achieve complete success. Even some of you have felt, did you all feel that chanting 16 rounds were easy for some, but for some till 4 rounds you were easy, for some 8 rounds were easy, but then the struggle started. Did you feel that? Or 16 rounds were easy, but then quality japa was struggling. Or up to 8 rounds aram se you did, but after 8, then it took so many months to reach 16. That's because till where you went aram se, that's what we did in previous life. Okay, now what we are struggling to do, that is what we are doing in this life. You got it? You're understanding now what I hope all of us are on the same page. Whatever devotional service we did smoothly, that is what we did from previous life. Now what we are struggling to do, that is in this life. Okay, so if you think there is a break or there is a push needed in my life, this is what I'm doing in this life. And the easy thing which we did, like some slokas are very easy, just comes to your mind like that. So this you have done in your previous life. Okay, and some slokas, whatever you do, it won't go to your head. That is, you're struggling in this life. So next life it's easy. Not like that. Like even if some of you are getting liberated, definitely you can complete and go back. So example Prabhupada gives about Bharat Maharaj, become a deer and then Jada Bharat. In the deer body, he could remember. Is there any other example you remember? That somebody got a curse, and in that body he could remember his previous life?
Dhruv Maharaj.
Dhruv Maharaj, what was his previous life?
Dhruv, King Dhruv.
Gajendra
He
Maharaj.
had given cows.
Gajendra. Yeah, he was Indradumna Maharaj in his previous life. Right? Yeah, so he could remember, and he chanted the Gajendra Stuti. Yeah, Ganeshan Prabhu.
Mataji, I don't remember the name. I need your help here. No, some Brahmana cows were being given. 2 Brahmanas fought the same cow. I don't remember exactly the story.
Oh, Nriga.
Yeah, and he was cursed as a lizard, and he lived inside a well, and he could remember. No, and this is that king was cursed by the Brahmana to become a lizard.
Yeah, Jyotilakshmi Mataji. I don't remember this. The king Drishtadyumna. Can you explain, or can you put in the chat? I don't remember. What was he? Drishtadyumna is Drupada's son, no? Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. That is Draupadi's brother, no? He swore to kill Dronacharya. Ambika.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, now I remember. Yeah, so that means they are able to remember from their previous life, right? Manath Maharaj became a deer and became Jada Bharat. He was able to remember. Gajendra, from where did he's an elephant. He didn't even study slokas, but he could remember from Indradumna Maharaj's life. Okay, so these are all Shabda Brahman, means the Shruti, the hearing, ritualistic principles of Vedas. Advanced yogi surpasses ritualistic principles of Vedas. They are attracted to spiritual, not material principles. Right? And Devahuti's prayer also says, low birth does not matter. One who chants the holy name is far more advanced. It doesn't matter you're born in a Chandala family, dog-eating family. If you're chanting the holy name, that is far more advanced. Low birth, but accepted as Namacharya by Lord Chaitanya, that is Haridas Thakur. Meaning in his previous life, he must have surpassed all the ritualistic methods of Vedas. Who was Haridas Thakur in previous life? You can put in the chat. Oh yeah, Vidura. How can I forget? It was Yamaraj, no? Previous birth. Vidura. Yes, who was Haridas Thakur? Everyone says Brahma. Is any did you hear about one more example, one more thing? So 43 sloka says Tatra tam buddhi samyogyam labate paurva dehikam yatate cha tato bhuya samshidho gurunandana. So we saw this of taking such a birth, he revives the original consciousness in his previous life and he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success. So King Bharat is given this example in the purport by Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, it's Brahma. Haridas Thakur is Brahma himself, but then somewhere it is also said about Prahlad. Did anyone hear about it? I'm not sure, but then I have heard that it is said that Haridas Thakur is also Prahlad. I don't know the right reference. Purvabhyasena tenaiva hriyate hi avaso apisa jityasur abhiyokasya shabda brahma divartate. By virtue of divine consciousness of his previous life, he automatically become attracted to yogic principles, even without seeking them. Such an inquisitive transcendentalist stand always above the ritualistic principles of scriptures. This is a shloka. Aho bataswa vachito gariya yachifrage vartate namatukyam te pustapaste juhuva shashnurarya brahma nujur namagrananti yeti. Persons who chant the holy name of the Lord are far, far advanced in spiritual life, even if born in the family of chandalas or dog eaters. Such chantas have undoubtedly performed all kinds of austerities and sacrifice, bathed in all sacred places, and finished all spiritual studies. What punya did we do to chant the holy name? No? We don't realize, but then yes, we've been so fortunate to come under Srila Prabhupada's mercy. So 45. Prayatnat yatamanastu yogi samshuddha kilvisha anega janma samshuddhas tato yati param jatim. And when the yogi engages himself with sincere endeavor in making further progress, being washed of all contamination, then ultimately achieving perfection after many, many births of practice, he attained the supreme goal. So here it is said the perfection stage. Yesham to antakatam papam janana punyakarmanam Vedandamohanir mukta bhajante mam dhrinavrata. After many, many births of executing pious activities, when one is completely free from all contamination of all illusionary dualities, one becomes engaged in transcendental loving service of the Lord. Right? So process of yogi is explained. First is he's born in a righteous family, aristocratic family, and there is a favorable condition to chant. And there is a sincere endeavor. He starts practicing with determination. Okay, and then he completely become purified, completely cleanses himself all material contamination, and becoming free from all contamination, he attains the supreme. That is Bahunam Janma Namante Jnanamanma Prapatte Vasudeva Sarva Iti Samahatma Sudhurlapa. Okay, so we have last one more sloka which says about two more slokas. Okay, so till now we started from 37 up to 45. Summarize Arjuna's concern and Krishna's response in relation to the destination of unsuccessful yogi and deviation from yoga practice with reference. Okay, this is the question 37 to 45. We'll just quickly have 5-10 minutes breakout room. You just have to summarize what is Arjuna's concern, what did Arjuna ask, and what did Krishna response. Okay, Krishna response in destination of the unsuccessful yogi with yoga practice. So your verses, I'll just put the question in the chat. Okay, just quickly go through 37 to 45. Just mark wherever Arjuna is concerning, what is Arjuna's asking, and what was Krishna's response to that. There are different levels of it. Try to put it together. Okay, quickly we'll just have the past breakout room. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I could not join the breakout room. I have come back again to the main room. I tried. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Is everyone
Hare-
back?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So did anyone not got chance till now? I don't know because I randomly select the room. Room number 4, Chitra, Gayatri Mataji, Shastri Mataji, and Smita Mataji. Yes, you like to speak? Oh, sorry. I didn't unmute everyone. Yeah, you can unmute. Ready from room number 4.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Correct.
First concern of Arjuna is that, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist?
Yes.
And the second concern is, does such a man who is bewildered in the path of transcendence fall away from both? These are the concerns, no, Mataji.
Oh, yes.
And the Arjuna says, first, one who does good, that never comes, that, it is never overcome by evil. It will stay. That Sukriti, whatever he had done, will stay always with him, and he does not fall down, neither from the spiritual world, not from the material world. Then second, he says that in shloka number 41, second 41, he says, unsuccessful yogi always, after many years of enjoyment, he's born in the family of righteous people or into the family of rich aristocratic people, right? Then again, he says in 42, he takes birth in the family of a transcendentalist, and surely he is in the great wisdom along with them, and definitely then this such a birth is, though it is very rare, he takes off from there.
Okay. Yes. So I think Mataji covered almost all the points, and we'll just have one more room. Yes, room number 1. Shri Mataji, Adesh Prabhu, Gurnath Prabhu, and Ganesh Prabhu.
Ganeshan Prabhu is made note.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Almost Chitra Mataji has told whatever we have also. We have split it as 2 questions. What is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist? For which in 40 Bhagavan Sri Krishna says no, and an unsuccessful, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities does not meet with distraction. No, even though he is unsuccessful, there is no need of any worries. He may be subjected to the reaction, not perfectly executing the prescribed duties, but still he is not a loser, because Krishna never forgets whatever has been done towards the devotional service, whatever has been done to him. So this is even though, and will continue even though if he is born in a low born in the next life. So what is the fate of a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendence? This is another question by Arjuna, and for which there is even after many years of enjoyment, no, he will be born in the family of an aristocrat or in the family of a good Vaishnava. So whereas from where he can pursue his journey of Krishna consciousness, take full advantage of it, and carry on his devotional service. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So I've unmuted everyone. Does anyone have any other extra points other than these 2 groups?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Suma.
Mataji, from room number 3, Mataji, we all discussed that there are 3 categories, no, Mataji. Like the God says that there is no, they will those who are on the path of self-realization, they will never be overcome by evil. So the first one is 3 categories, in that followers of scriptural rules and regulations, those who perform the lead their life according to the scriptures. There won't be any for them also, no, Mataji. There will never be any fall for them also. They will be given the highest planets. And the second one is yogis.
Yes,
and the third one is the devotees who perform the devotional service. They are in the perfect, so they obviously there won't be any fall for them. In the 40th shloka. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, third class, 3 classifications. Very nice. Okay, so we'll just quickly finish just the last, almost towards the last slide of this chapter. So here, Bhakti Yogi is the topmost yogi. The Lord says that. Okay. Yoginamapi sarvesha madhyavenantaratna shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mata. Of all the yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and does transcendental loving service to me, is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. So when we say Bhakti Yoga is the highest, and when people challenge you, you can say that's Krishna's opinion, not my opinion, not Prabhupada's opinion. Krishna says that is my opinion, right? Tamevutta tamomataha. So that's Krishna's opinion. So ultimate stage of yoga practice is pure devotional service to Krishna. Bhakti yoga is the perfect of yoga. It's not simply a process of purification. It is also the goal of purification, right? The eternal position of living entities. Jivera Sarobhoi Krishnera Nityadas. A yogi is greater than a tapasvi or a jnani and a karmi. You can see yoga means what? Linking to the consciousness of the Supreme. And if the linking process is by fruitive activities, it's called karma yoga. By empirical activities, jnana yoga, and devotion, it's bhakti yoga. That's the three different types. And bhakti yoga is the ultimate perfection of yoga. Anything short of that is imperfect. Ascetics without self-knowledge, that's imperfect. Empiric knowledge without surrender is imperfect. Karma yoga without Krishna consciousness is waste of time. So you can see karma yoga fails here. If karma yoga is not with Krishna consciousness, there is wasting of time, right? And if it is ascetic thing without knowledge, right? And that's imperfect. And if you don't surrender again, it's imperfect. But bhakti yoga, there is nothing like that. Even better than yogi is a devotee who worships Krishna. It says Shraddhavan Bhajde Yoman. Bhajata means what? Bhaja. Bhaja means need of service, worship. Does not convey the same meaning as Bhaja. Bhaja means devotional service. Worship means to adore, to show respect, or honor to be worthy one. But service means with love and faith. It's especially meant for Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Prabhupada mentions bhakti is not just devotion, it's devotional service. He's the one who gave us the word service. Service to Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be avoided by living entity. One can avoid worshipping a respectable man or a demigod. But then, if one cannot avoid the serving of the Supreme Personality of Godhead without being thoroughly condemned. Ya esham purusham sakshat atma prabhavam ishvaram na bhajanti avajananti stanat brashta padanti atha. Anyone who does not render service and neglects his duty unto the Supreme Lord, who is the source of all living entity, will certainly fall down from his constitutional position. So Bhagavatam says. So the highest yogi concentrate Krishna in the Shyam Sundar form, not the 400 form, okay? Shyam Sundar form. But we can't artificially meditate on that form. First is the Nama, then Rupa Guna Leela. Then it will come. The ideal yogi concentrates attention on Shyam Sundar form, which is the beautifully colored, has the freshly found monsoon cloud, lotus-like face, effulgent as the sun, dressed with brilliance with jewels, and whose body is flower garland illuminating on all sides in this gorgeous luster. How to achieve that yogic stage? Yasya deve parapat kiryada deve tada guru. Tasyete kaditahi arthat prakashante mahatmanaha. Only those who great souls who have implicit faith in both Lord and the spiritual master and all the imports of the Vedic knowledge automatically reveal. Upanishad says. And to practice devotional service free from desire of material profit, we have to be devoid of such inclinations. We should absorb our mind fully into the Supreme. So the yoga ladder is first is the Nishkama Karma Yoga, yoga with the karma without fruitive results. The Nishkama with knowledge and renunciation, that is Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga with meditation is Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga with realization of Krishna is Bhakti Yoga. You can take a screenshot of this. This is very nice. Karma Yoga without fruitive is Nishkama Karma. Yes. Nishkama Karma, when you keep doing, there will be knowledge and renunciation, that is Jnana Yoga. And Jnana Yoga, you do meditation is Ashtanga Yoga. And Ashtanga Yoga with realization of Krishna is Bhakti Yoga. Right? So this is the highest of all. Krishna himself says. So we can see Karma, Jnana, and Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. What's the difference? That they are the different steps on the yogic ladder. And Bhakti Yoga is the goal or the highest. And Karma, Jnana, Ashtanga are progression towards the destination of Bhakti Yoga. So therefore, yoga means Bhakti Yoga. And there are selfish interest in all these. But this is selfless Bhakti Yoga, Anyabhilashada Shunya. And they possess material desire. This is free from material desires. Right? And all these yogis, they may fail to achieve success. But Bhakti Yoga guaranteed success. Not like this life we might go, but even next life there is no loss. No, it's guaranteed, definitely guaranteed. And they may stick to one point and fail to progress. And thus they are called by that particular name. But here, definitely make progress, because means and end are the same. And when Karma Yoga increases in knowledge and renunciation, is Jnana Yoga. But when Ashtanga Yoga comes to realization of Krishna, that's Bhakti Yoga. When Jnana Yoga increases in meditation, is Ashtanga Yoga. And analogy is Krishna consciousness, the highest rung of the yoga. Mount Everest, yeah. So here it is mentioned that Bhakti Yoga is like the Mount Everest, the golden mountain. Others are like high and low mountains. And Bhagavad Gita is the thread-like ornament on the neck of a devotee. So first 6 chapters is about Karma Yoga, but then it concludes by saying Bhakti Yoga is the highest. And from there, Krishna takes up in the 7th chapter saying 7th to 12th about Bhakti Yoga. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. So we have concluded our module 1 finally. So what we'll do is we will have our so today Prabhu was saying there might be a festival on next Friday. So I'll give a break for you all to study and start preparing the closed book. I gave a clue. Go through all the analogies. I love analogies. So take care of analogies, all the analogies. Okay. It's very easy. When the analogy comes, you have to just say what the analogy is and why that was applied. Or similarly, Prabhupada says, no, as a riven cloud, like similarly, a bhakti yogi, like that. So you just tell the analogy, and that's just 2-3 lines. So next third is Nityanta Trayodashti, and then 10th. Those who have difficulty in sloka recitation on 17th can recite the sloka on 10th itself. Okay, after we might have to stay back for some time. Sharp 7 we start. Okay, 1 week study holiday for you. Just go through the closed book short questions from the question bank. Okay, that's it. Don't get tensed. Don't go through the long questions. Whatever you know, let's be sincere. Whatever you know, just write. Okay, it won't be a strict evaluation. It's going to be literal, but I should not see someone copy. Okay, that's the only thing. Especially husband and wife in this class. Take care. You sit in 2 different rooms. Only persons are Santosh Prabhu and Smita Mataji. Yeah, they're very sincere devotees. And Gunashri Mataji and Adish Prabhu, mother and son. So take care of that. Adish Prabhu, you can give the exam oral. That's what Prabhu said. Let me see how I can do for you. Okay.
I can type it and send it. I can type and send.
You can type?
Yes.
Not difficult for you? Sure?
No. I'll type and send.
If you can type, that's good. Or else we can just arrange for an oral. So okay, next week no class. Ganesh and Prabhu just noted, and then after that 10th is the exam. Okay, closed book Prabhu, first 6 chapters, and 17th is sloka recitation. If 17th is not possible for you all, like someone who was it, Chitra Mataji, somebody wanted it on 10th. Yes, Madhuri Mataji.
Mataji, actually on 10th I'm traveling, Mataji.
Oh, you're on 10th, you're traveling.
Yeah, so actually it will be late night till I reach the home.
But last week you were not there in the class?
No, Mataji, I was not there actually. I was thinking of messaging, but then messaging, if it doesn't get
because only for one person, we can't postpone.
Yes, on 9th, Mataji, is it okay?
Mataji, the open book assessment of 2 modules, Mataji, I have given Mataji, but my name is there on only one, Mataji. The result.
Only one you gave?
I gave both, Mataji, both the answers.
Yeah, it is corrected already.
But the screenshot in the last week's screenshot, I did not see my name, Mataji.
Your name was not there.
Sumalata, Mataji. I have given Sumalata actually. My husband, I could not post it, so my husband has posted it. So
yeah, whatever is received, like from the Google sheet, whichever Gunashri Mataji shared, just Mataji have just converted to an Excel sheet. That's it. It has to be there.
Okay. It wasn't there, Mataji.
Not Sumana, no. Sumana Mataji is different.
Sumalata Mataji. He has given my name as Sumalata. So
Sumalata. It's missing. Yeah, G Sumalata. Now it's there.
Both Mataji. Both the assessments.
Yeah, both are there.
Okay, but
G
the mark
Sumalata.
item.
Yeah, we will send it across. Okay. Maybe
Okay,
I'll send to Ganesh Prabhu. He can post it in the group. Yes, Prabhu. Ganesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. And yeah, I have made a note of it. 3rd February, no class, and 10th February is the exam. Even
so
the exam will be for around 40-45 minutes, Mataji, maximum.
45 minutes.
Because that day I have to catch the train. Somehow I'm thinking of praying to Krishna. I have to complete it and.
Yeah, that's what. So I promise I'll come before 6:45, 6:50. This today I had a meeting also. So that's sharp 7 you start, and immediately as you finish, in half an hour if you finish, you can. I'll just put a link where you can upload, and then you can read. Okay.
Yes, Mataji. Okay, Mataji. Will I have to put this as a communication? That is 3rd no class and 10th exam. Should I communicate?
Yeah, because I think some devotees didn't come today. Could not see everyone. So just put it in the group, Prabhu. It will be informative for all. Okay.
Yeah, your voice. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Can you please repeat again, because the internet got some. There was some interruption. We could not hear you clearly. I think, is it only me or everybody?
Oh, me. Might be. I don't know.
Sure. I just asked you, should I communicate now? Shall I do it in the group? No.
Yeah, in the group. You just post in the group so that those who didn't come can.
Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna,
everyone.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Now, like, if I finish the one module, like, I am